Sup fools, how's it going? Welcome to another video, and today I want to tell you the story how Blender 3D, not the actual Blender, paid for my rent this month. So that's just crazy, and that's just something I wanted to share with the Blender community out there, because I see so many artists out there who are struggling. That's why I wanted to share this story real quick, because it's very inspiring, and definitely inspiring for me and maybe even for you. What happened was that I was struggling a little financially. I invested more than I could afford, and it was a very weak month. I didn't make that much money with my regular work as a cinematographer. But as you guys know, or maybe not know if you're new to this channel, I started working with Blender a couple months ago. It's still very fresh. I'm a super beginner, but I started working with it, and I started uploading my little clips online, and eventually someone approached me to shoot an action film for him because he saw my Blender visual effects projects, and that is something he needed for his project. So he picked me as his cinematographer because he knew I could also do visual effects like that, and that way I was the best man for the job. So that's the crazy part for me, that only by working with Blender for a few months I could already get a job doing that what I just learned, and that's just insane to me. And that's what paid my rent this month. And this is so crazy. So my message for you is basically, if you're a Blender artist, and probably if you watch this video right now, you are more skilled than I am, you definitely have to put your work out there so people can see it and be like, hey, I need this guy to make this animation, VFX, whatever it is. I need this for myself, for my project. And the work is out there. And if you're not skilled enough, become skilled enough, because it's our passion, right? We're artists, we want to create something. So just put it out there. Even if it's not good enough, just put it out there. You can always delete it eventually if it's not good enough, if it's not as good as your present work, but just put it out there. You have nothing to lose, really. Some people are just scared that they're putting their not best work out there, and then people always judge you by your worst work. And I get that, but at this point, if you're struggling and you're trying to find work with the art you do, you definitely just put it out there and, be lucky. I was. But yeah, my main message for today's video is, if you're an artist and you're struggling, blast your work out there, because really it's a gift. Your art is a gift, and people should appreciate that, but only if you present it to them. And one more thing, my main goal was not to do visual effects for other productions. My main goal was to do visual effects for my own films, to enhance my own productions, but also to, grow my YouTube following and to create for social media, because I love the independence, the freedom you have when you create for social media. That's why, I'm putting so much content out there. But it is a nice side effect to get recognized for, for your efforts. And I don't want to say skills, because I don't have that many skills yet, but it's definitely going to get there. And again, for you as a Blender or visual effects artist, if you just create for yourself, people are going to recognize it, and they're going to hire you to create for them. So it's a win-win, really. So just blast it out. I know I said it like 5,000 times, but put your content out there. Since you probably came here to see some Blender tutorial, I'm gonna make a quick tutorial on how I made this money animation where it fell on the ground. I'm gonna do that real quick so you have something you can learn here. So we're here in Blender. We're gonna open up our motion tracking tab, where I'm gonna drag and drop a video. Could be anything. Just make sure to have enough tracking information. You don't have to set markers, but just have enough tracking information, lots of contrast here, so the tracking is going to be easier. We're going to set scene frames, prefetch. Now we are go and blurry footage, detect features, and render. Detect features again, render backwards. Delete all the keyframes which are crazy up here, and delete also the trackers which are crazy down here. Solve tab, hit keyframe, hit focal length, and save, and solve camera. Hit on our center of the scene, hit set origin. Now we want the back to be our y-axis. Now we're gonna select 3 keyframes, 3 trackers rather, and set our floor. Great. Up here we already see that our camera is perfectly aligned. Now we need to set our scales to be 1 meter apart. This is more or less a meter. Set scale. Now we set up our background, set up the tracking scene. Now we see it's moving just like our footage. Let's go to layout. Let's see what we got here. We don't need our light. I'm gonna rotate the ground just that it's aligned with the wall. We don't need our Mihal here. We'll turn them off. I'm gonna make a new ground because I don't like to work with the plane we get. So I'm gonna make a new one, scale it the same size. I can rotate it when I hit R. With Z I can rotate around this axis. This is our new ground. We're gonna delete our previous ground with X, delete. Now we need some money, and I don't feel like modeling myself, so I just type in my Blender kit here. If you don't have the Blender kit yet and you're a Blender user, go get it, it's free. And I'm gonna just type in money and see what we got. This looks great. This is not money. Nope. I like how imperfect that one is. I'm gonna see how that one looks. So this is our money stacks. I only need one of them, I guess. I'm gonna delete the other 3. So that's what it looks like in the material preview. So now up here I can look through my actual camera. So when I move this one, I can see where it is. So the first thing I do is Control A, and then I can make instances real. Now my money object is like a real object. Sometimes they come with an empty, but I can delete that one. I don't need it. So now I just have my money here. And again, when I move it, I can see up here in the camera how it's actually moving. So now what I need to do is I want to move it on the Z-axis, meaning up. You see this is my little camera here. Up, out of frame. When I zoom closer, I want to rotate it so it's not perfectly straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it fall. How do I do that? With a rigid body simulation. For a rigid body simulation, you in general only need one object, but in that case I'm going to use 2. One for the actual object which is going to fall. The other one, the plane here, my ground, is just there for the shadow catcher, so it has some shadow, but also to actually be a passive rigid body, which means the money can hit the ground. So how do I do that? Click on my money here, go up here. I'm going to go here to my simulations, rigid body, active, mass 1 kilo is probably too much. Let's give it, how much does money weigh? 0.2 kilos. It is dynamic. Here, this one is very important. What kind of shape is it? I could just give it mesh, but that calculates very slowly, but it's very accurate. But since this is like in the shape of a box, I can just give it a box. Now when I zoom closer here, I can see it's just a perfect box. So when it falls, this is actually what it's going to fall on, this box here, not the actual money, which is in normal cases good enough. If I need it like perfect, then I would need to go here. Instead of box, I go in mesh, but this is not necessary here. Now when I play it, it's going to fall. See that? It's just going to fall. And that's exactly what I want. But as you can see here in my view, it's going to fall through my plane because the plane is not a rigid body yet. So I'm going to click on my plane, rigid body, but this one is passive because this is not supposed to fall. And this one, let's give it also a box, I guess. Doesn't really matter. See, now it fell just like that. One important thing is if you change the scale of something, you want to always apply the scale. Now, instead of one, I'm gonna have multiple ones. I'm gonna rotate them separately. With Alt-D, I can just duplicate an object without actually copying the object. So now when they fall, they all fall together. But I don't want them to fall all at once. In different times. So in the end, I'm gonna have a big stack of money. That's it for the money. Now I'm gonna give it a soft light from the side because the windows was on the left, camera left. I'm just gonna give it a big area light. And that's it. One more thing, go click on your plane, then go down to the object properties, visibility, and shadow catcher. Now your plane is not going to be visible, just the shadows on it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're an artist yourself, let me know what you do in the comments and maybe we can help out each other or even collaborate. That'd be sick. Alright, have a great rest of your day and see you in the next video. Toodaloo!